Hey everyone, I hope you're all doing well. So today's video I'm going to be doing like my must-have makeup brushes / tools. This is going to be a video going into depth of makeup brushes that I use on a day-to-day basis, the ones that I recommend if you're just starting out in makeup, or if you want to expand your brush collection, or if you're just totally unsure of what kind of brushes you need to apply your foundation, blush, bronzer, eyeshadow, etc. This is going to be the video for you. So I know this is going to be a long video. I hope it's not going to be too long or too boring. So I'm just going to get straight into it. Don't forget to thumbs up this video and share it if you like it. And let me know in the comments below what your favourite makeup brush brands are and what your favourite makeup brush is that you cannot live without. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and let's just get started. This is basically just a fluffy brush. Basically what I use this brush for is whenever I apply my eye primer, generally, sometimes I don't do it all the time, but I will just take a normal flesh tone eyeshadow and I will sweep this all over the lid. That's going to help you blend your eyeshadows a lot easier than putting your eyeshadow on and with a sticky base or anything and trying to blend it out. It's just going to be a lot harsh. So I do use this to apply an eyeshadow all over my lid. It's perfect for that. Also, if you do apply any type of under eye setting powder or anything, this brush is great for that as well because it's so fluffy. It distributes the product really evenly and softly. It's really great for that. This brush is great for using in your crease, blending any eyeshadow out. Because I do have hooded eyes, this brush really distributes the eyeshadow to where I want it to go, so not just in my crease but just a little bit above it as well. Because of the hooded eyes, if I just apply it in my crease like any normal person would, it's just not going to show up whenever I open my eyes up. So this really puts the product where I want it to go. This applies your eyeshadow a little bit more harsh. You really have to go in with either another brush or keep blending out your eyeshadow with this just to make it that nice soft look. But I really love this brush. I definitely recommend this for one of your top brushes that you have to have in your collection. It's just great. You know, you can use it just as a crease brush just to deepen up the crease or anything, or you can use it all over your eyes. It's a really great brush and I really recommend it. This is pretty much just a fluffier version of the brush I just showed you. This is the type of brush where with the other one you do need to sort of work your way into blending out the eyeshadow. This completely does that for you. This does pretty much the same thing as the E25 does. The only difference is that this will really blend your eyeshadow out. You really don't have to put much effort into using this brush. It applies it evenly, it blends it out flawlessly, amazingly, and it's really quick. If you are like a beginner, I would really recommend grabbing this brush. It will do most of the work for you. All you've got to do is just get the technique of using the windscreen wiper motions, and this brush will be an absolute godsend to you. It's a really amazing brush. This is pretty much just a flat eye shading brush. I use this to apply eyeshadow all over my lid. I also use it to highlight the inner corner of my eye and also my brow bone. This brush is amazing. It picks up colour effortlessly. You know, you really don't have to keep going back into the pan with this brush. It'll pick up as much as it can and it will place it on your eyelid flawlessly. I even use this brush with MAC eyeshadow pigments and everything, and it really picks up the colour nicely. It doesn't, like, as soon as you come up to bring the brush up, it's not going to make all the eyeshadow fall out. It really holds the product nicely and applies it evenly to your eyes. This is a really precise brush. This is what I use to blend into my crease, specifically just my crease. Whereas the other ones I use for like my transition shades. This one is what I use in my crease. It applies the colour so evenly and precisely, and because of the pointed tip you can really work it into your crease. You can do an amazing cut crease with this brush. It's really great. I also use this on my lower lash line as well. It blends out amazingly. It's just the most amazing brush to use for your crease colour. It does the job effortlessly. Basically what I use this for is my lower lash line. I will also use this to highlight in the inner corner of my eye just to make it a bit more precise. I think this is a very universal brush. You know, you can use this a lot. If you buy like 5 of them, you can use them as like a lip brush or something. Gel eyeliner if you want it to be very thick and dramatic. I think this is a very universal brush and it's something that everyone should have, but I do mainly just use it for eyeshadow. Like the name says, I pretty much just use this for my brows. Very dense and very thin, but at the same time it really blends out your eyebrow powder really evenly and makes it look very natural. It picks up the right amount of colour from your powder to make your eyebrows look very natural and very soft focused. It's a really, really great brush. I really recommend this if you're wanting to try out any brow powders or anything. It's definitely one of my favorites. This brush I use mainly for blush. I use it for powder blush as well as cream blushes and tints and anything like that. This is a really great brush. You can also use this for all over the face as well. If you really finally want to apply your face powder, this is really great for that. Also, if you want to use it for highlighting, you can, and if you want to use it for bronzer, it's one of those multi-purpose brushes that are really great to use, but I mainly use this for my blush. I feel like it really gives the blush a really soft focus. It blends it out effortlessly. You don't have to put much effort into using this brush. It's just one of the greats, and everyone should have this. And this one I talked about in my How I Contour video. I will leave a link to it here if you want to check it out. It will exit into a different window, so you won't have to click out of this video. I do use this brush for contouring. It's an amazing brush. It is very dense, but at the same time it's fluffy, and it really blends out your bronzer, contour, anything you want to use it for so flawlessly. I use this to contour the sides of my nose as well as my temples, and normally just on my cheeks, my jawline and everything. It's a really great brush. If you are starting out in contouring, I definitely recommend this brush. Real Techniques also has a great contouring brush, but I just use this one more. I lean towards it more often. This really packs on the colour, but not too intensely. It doesn't just, like, you know, put a big blob of bronzer there. It blends out the product very nicely. This is really great at applying powder blushes. I definitely wouldn't recommend this for cream blushes. I definitely recommend the Duo Fiber if you want to use cream blushes. This applies your brush really, really nicely. You do have to blend your blush out a little bit more with this than you would the Duo Fiber, but it does apply it really flawlessly. Because it is so fluffy, you know, you really have to be a bit more precise as to where you're applying it on your cheek, but it does a lot of the work for you, as many of the brushes that I'm showing you do. It's a really great brush. The Real Techniques brushes are really easy to clean, as well as the Sigma ones. I stuck to the Duo Fiber one for a very, very long time, and I picked up this brush and I was like, wow, this is just as amazing. So you can go with either or. I mean, if you do want to use cream blushes, then I do recommend the Duo Fiber one, but if you're just into powder blushes, I definitely recommend this one. It's really great. This is a very fluffy brush, but at the same time it is very dense, and it does pick up your highlight colour very, very easily. Because it's tapered, you really can be precise with where you apply your highlighter with this brush. You wouldn't think so, but it does. It doesn't make your highlight go on very patchy. It doesn't just give you like the one stroke because it's so fluffy. It really blends it out when you're applying it on your face, whether you do it on the tops of your cheekbones or on your nose. I love this brush. You can go with something a bit more precise, but I like how effortless this brush works and how easy it is to use. So this is basically just a larger version of the Sigma Duo Fiber. What I use this for is after I've applied all of my makeup, bronzer, highlight, blush, eyeshadow, I will go over my face with this brush just to make sure that everything's blended out. I also love to use this brush to apply foundation. It's a really, 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 really great brush to apply foundation with. I used to use this all the time, but I've sort of dabbled into something else now, but I do love this brush. If you don't have the money to buy, you know, Sigma brushes or Real Techniques brushes, definitely check out e.l.f. They have some really, really great brushes. I do use some of their eye shading brushes as well, but the stipple brush is definitely one of my favorites of theirs. It's a really, really fluffy brush. These are so soft. I use this to apply my bronzer. You can use it to apply powder as well. I don't really use powder very often, only just blotting throughout the day, but I love this brush to apply bronzer with. It's so fluffy but dense at the same time, and it really blends out your product. I definitely recommend this if you want a nice, you know, powder brush, or if you want a nice bronzer brush. This is really, really great. This is the most amazing makeup utensil you will ever purchase. I will leave some links below as to where you can get this if you live in Australia. This will make applying your foundation, applying your cream blush, applying your cream bronzer so effortless. A lot of you may ask why I'm not showing you guys the Sigma Flat Top Kabuki or any of those foundation brushes, is because I have not used them since I've had my beauty blender. Every time I went to go use the Flat Top Kabuki, which is really great for applying foundation. You know, before I got the beauty blender, I really love this to apply my foundation with. but I used it the other day and I was just like, this is just so streaky, and my beauty blender doesn't do that, and I can cut half the time of applying my foundation if I use the beauty blender. This is a really great product, guys. You really should check it out. If you're thinking about buying one, go buy it. It will save your life. All you have to do is wet it, wring out the rest of the water, make sure that no drops come out, apply your foundation, and just sponge it onto your face using patting motions. It blends out your foundation so flawlessly, effortlessly. It really does do the job for you. It makes your foundation look so airbrushed. This is by far one of my favorite things that I have purchased. It just makes life so much easier and quicker. If I had to keep one thing in my whole entire makeup brush collection, I would have to keep this. This is just a genius thing, and I absolutely love it. Definitely get that one. So that's it for my favorite makeup brushes slash brushes I recommend type of video. I don't know what I'm going to call this yet, so I'm trying to think about ideas. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful for you and informative for you. Please thumbs it up and share it if it was. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Twitter. All my social media links will be down below. I always post on Instagram when I've uploaded a new video, so definitely follow me on Instagram. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.